Hello guys, in the last videos we have seen valid syntaxes and invalid syntaxes of classes. We have seen there clearly. Next one is, in this video we are going to see procedure to use classes in Java applications. Procedure to use classes in Java applications. Right sir, we have a clear-cut procedure and some guidelines are available to use classes in our applications. Now first point number 1. Declare a class by using class keyword. Declare a class by using class keyword. Next one, point number 2. Declare variables and methods inside user defined class. Right sir. Point number 3. First one is declare a class by using class keyword. Second one is which one? Declare variables and methods inside a class, inside user defined class as per the requirement. Declaring variables and methods are which one they know? As per the requirement. That's okay, fine. Next one is which one? Then after that, in a main class, in a main method. In a main class, in main method, create object for the respective class. Create object for the respective class. Create object for the respective class. And fifth one is which one? Access members of the class. Access members of the class. The overall procedure is which one there? Declare a class by using class keyword. Declare variables and methods inside user defined class as per the requirement. In main class, in main method, create object for the respective class. Access members of the respective class here inside this main method. Right, so let us implement all these points here in our content. Try to recognize this. Right, sir. Now here we have already, I want to take this class here. Try to recognize this. Right, sir. I want to prepare a simple project, new Java project here we have to take. Now it will be like which one? app03. Next, finish. Now here I want to declare a class. Right click on src, new class. Package I want to provide com.durgasoft.core. I want to take test, class test, main method and finish button. Here we are getting our class here. Test class name is test and class here we are getting. Good. In Eclipse IDE, we can declare the classes by taking a separate file or by using the same the test file. In the test class, inside the test file, we can declare our classes or we can go for which one? Separate package them, separate classes also. That depends on our requirement. But for this basic example here, inside the same class, inside the same test file, I want to declare my class name. Let's say for example, I want to take class employee. Simple class, very simple class. Class employee. Whenever we are declaring employee class, where definitely some data is required. Some data is existed for this employee. What exactly the data? E-111 employee ID, some Durga employee name, some salary, employee salary, some 25,000 employee salary. Next one is employee address, Hyderabad for example, employee email ID and employee mobile number. All the things are available, all the details are available. So entity, class is an entity, that means employee is an entity. That entity we represented in the form of which one? They know classes by using class keyword. Next one is entities data we are going to be represented in the form of which one? They know variables. Entities data will be represented in the form of which one? Variables. Entities behaviors are represented in the form of which one? They are no methods. So I already declared this entity employee. Inside this I need to declare variables. Now for example, string EID is equal to E-111. How I am declaring this one? How I am using this string data type here now? That using a data type is totally depending on the type of data we are going to be provided. This is my data, E-111 is data. Inside this E-111, I've used alphabets and I've used hyphen symbol and I've used which one? Number. I know already this value I have to represent in the form of EID variable. That's why we have taken which data type here now? String data type. So string data type here we provided. Now this is which one? EID is equal to EIFN111. This one here we provided. Similarly, I want to provide which one there no ename. That ename value here I want to provide which one there no, like a sequence of characters, string data. That's why the data type should be which one here no? String. String data type here we provided. String ename is equal to Durga. Here we have taken. Next one is after that ECell is equal to, let's say for example 50,000. I want to take no 50,000.0 F here I want to take no 50,000.0 F. So that's why I need to declare this variable as which one there? Float type variable. Next one is again I want to go for which one here? String EADTR. That means EADTR of type is string. Why? Because address details in general in the form of which one? Characters, sequence of characters. No. Now here I want to provide which one? Then no Hyderabad like this for example. Next one is which one? Then after that, after completion of this, string employee email. Email is equal to, I want to provide durga@dss.com, or maybe we can specify which one? Then no durgasoft.com, that I want to provide, and semicolon. So string email is equal to durga@durgasoft.com. Here we provided. Next one is which one? String mobile number here is equal to which one there? I have to provide 91-99887755. Anyway, this as is numbers here we provided here. String mobile is equal to some data. String email is equal to some data. Here we are able to provide directly. It's okay. Finally, I declared variables and the corresponding data also I declared clearly. Class employee I have taken where variables are declared. Along with variables, my required data also here I declared. I provided directly. Now the remaining thing is which one? I want to take a behavior. Through this behavior, I want to display my data. Whatever the data here we have taken, the data I want to display through this behavior. So here what we have to do there after completion of this, I need to take public void get emp details method. Here I want to write public void get emp details method. Inside this get emp details method, I need to display the data. How I am going to display the data? Sysnot.out.println of employee details. Sysnot.out.println of one line space here we are providing. Next one, Sysnot.out.println of employee ID plus now here we have to provide which one there? EID. Sysnot.out.println of employee name. Here we have to provide plus which one there? No name. Understand this clearly. Why I am providing plus EID plus ename actually? My intention is which one? I want to display employee ID colon and EIFN111. I want to display which one there? No. For example, on command prompt employee ID colon EIFN111 I want to display. Actually, this EIFN111 is available in the form of EID variable. That EID variable value will be appended to which one there? No. Directly that EID value will be appended to which one there? No. Employee ID colon to that string now. That's why to the string I want to append some data. That's why here we have used which one? Employee ID colon EIFN111 that we provided directly. That's why here for appending purpose here we are using this plus operator. For concatenation operation purpose we are using which one? Plus operator. Means that employee ID colon, that is a string. To the string we concatenated EID variable value, that is EIFN111. Total resultant data will be displayed on command prompt. Now similarly here plus I have used for concatenation. Employee name colon, to this employee name colon we want to append value of this ename, that is for example Durga. So finally employee name colon Durga I want to display now. First of all concatenation operation will be performed. After that only resultant data will be displayed directly. Next one, Sysnot.out.println of employee salary. Right sir, employee salary colon plus ECell we have to provide. Next one is Sysnot.out.println of employee address. Here we are able to provide and plus EADDR. First of all, EADDR will be added to employee address. The total employee address colon Hyderabad. The total data will be displayed on command prompt. Next one is Sysnot.out.println of employee email ID colon plus email. Similarly, Sysnot.out.println of employee mobile number employee mobile number here we have to provide. Right, sir, plus e-mobile number, e-mobile. Data is available. Only these variables we have taken there. EID variable, e-name variable, next one is e-cell, e-IDR, e-email and e-mobile. Like this here we have taken. Public void get EMP details, sysnot output println of employee details, and one line here we provided. Next one is which one? Then after that, employee ID plus EID, employee name plus e-name, employee salary plus e-cell, employee address plus e-IDR, employee email ID plus e-email, employee mobile number plus e-mobile. Like this here we are able to provide the data. Now what next one here after completion of this one? So I declared in user defined class and I provided variables with the data and I provided methods also. Next one, step number 3 is which one there after completion of this? Step number 3, in a main class, in a main method, create object for the respective class. Create object for the respective class in main class and main method. Now go for this public class test, public static void main string array args, employee object I need to create, employee emp is equal to new employee. For creating object, this intersection here we are going to use employee emp is equal to new employee. Right side part of this intersection will create object and this left side variable is representing object. That means this is reference variable to the object. We cannot call emp as an object. We cannot say emp as an object. Emp is a reference variable to create a reference variable for the object. Really object is available at our heap memory. That object is referred by emp variable. So emp is not an object. Emp is a reference variable which refers an object exists inside the heap memory. That's okay, sir. Now next one is which one? Emp dot get emp details method here we have prepared. Emp dot get emp details method here we are getting. That's one. Totally I created object for the respective employee class and I called which one there no get emp details method from this particular class here. So here we are able to complete our application there and we are able to execute our application. If I click on this run button here, automatically here we are able to get our data. Employee details, employee ID E-111, employee name Durga we are getting. Next one is employee salary and 50,000 here we are getting, and employee address is Hyderabad. Employee email ID is which one? durga@durgasoft.com, and employee mobile number is which one there? 91-99887766 and 55. Like this here we are providing the total employee data directly through this particular program. Inside this program what I have taken there now? Declare a class by using class keyword, that's fine. Declare variables and methods inside the class employee, it's okay. Depending on our requirement we can declare any number of variables and any number of like any sections here, any number of methods. In a main class and main method, create object for the respective class and access the respective methods. We can call this method and we can create object for the respective class here. This is what exactly the overall meaning of which one? Declaring a class and using the class details inside our content here. But one small suggestion here I am providing there. In general, in academics, most of the students are writing main method inside the same employee class. Inside the same employee class, most of the students are writing there which one they know main method. But this is not right. That means this is not good habit. This is not good habit of writing programming. So the good habit of writing programming is which one? Employee is my business class, that we have to write separately. Inside this employee, get emp details is my business method, we have to write separately, but don't include main method related thing now. So main method we have to declare in a separate class. That class is main class. That main method is a starting point for JVM to execute our program. So inside this main method only we have to create objects for business components and we have to access the methods of the respective business components. Don't include main method inside the business class. Business class is for the sake of our client requirement and main method is for the sake of which one? JVM requirement. JVM will start execution by the execution of this which one? Main method. But inside the main method what we have to provide? We are going to write our application logic inside the business classes, but we are not going to provide application logic inside the main method. Inside the main method create objects for the business classes and access the respective members of the business classes only. Don't include main method inside the business classes. This is what exactly the convention here we have to follow. This is finally the total orientation, the total like classes utilization inside our Java applications directly.